Hi, Michael Miles here with Sports Cognition. Hope everyone's having a great week so far. Tonight starts the second week of the NFL season, and I'm just going to give you a quick few thoughts about who I think are going to win and my picks for week 2 of the NFL season. Tonight we're going to be kicking it off with the Bengals and the Browns. It should be a pretty great game. A couple of young quarterbacks going at it with Joe Burrow and Baker Mayfield. They have the Browns as a 5.5 favorite. I think the Bengals are going to actually pull this one out, and I think they're going to recover from week 1. I'm just going to say Bengals by 29. I know it's a pretty big stretch and everything, but that's what I'm going with. Bengals at 29. I think they have an aerial assault against Cleveland's defense, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to handle that. Next game, we got the Cowboys versus the Falcons. They got the Cowboys at a 5.5 favorite. I'm good with that. I would go with that as well. I think the Cowboys are going to win by 10. Then we have the Bills versus the Dolphins. Dolphins are terrible. Again, they have the Bills at a 5.5 point favorite. I agree with that, but I think the Bills are going to win by 20 points with this one. I think the Bills are just too strong for the Dolphins to handle. Next game, we got the Giants versus the Bears. Bears coming off a pretty scary week 1 against the Lions, but they were able to pull it off, and just like I thought they would, came out with the win against the Lions by 4 points. They got the Bears at a 5.5 favorite here against the Giants. I'm good with that. I think the Bears are actually going to win by 14. Then we have the Broncos versus the Steelers. Broncos had a pretty decent showing last week, but I think the Steelers, now they got Roethlisberger back, they're going to be a pretty tough contender in the AFC. I don't see the Broncos sticking with it. Neither do the experts. They got the Steelers at a 6.5 point favorite. I'm good with that pick as well. I actually have the Steelers winning by 12. Then we have the Lions versus the Packers. Great historic rivalry. It's always fun when anytime the NFC North teams play each other. It's always a great time. They have the Packers at a 6.5 point favorite. I'm good with that pick as well. I got the Packers winning by 13 actually, so I would go with that if you're a betting person. Now here's where things get interesting. Then we have the Jaguars versus the Titans, and they have the Titans at a 10.5 point favorite. Now the showing that the Titans had last week makes me a little uneasy about that. And the Jaguars coming out and getting that win last week really surprised me. So I don't think the Titans are going to win. I actually have the Jaguars winning by 5, so I would go with that bet. Jags by 5. Then you have the Vikings versus the Colts. They got the Colts at a 2.5 point favorite. I think the Colts are going to win. I just don't think they're going to get past that. I don't think they'll win by 3. I think they'll just kind of eke it out against the Vikings, maybe get a win by 2 points there. Then you got the Rams versus the Eagles. They have the Rams at a 1.5 favorite. And the way the Rams were playing last week, I thought they looked pretty good. Their offense seemed to be clicking more than it was last year. So I think they're kind of getting back to where they were a couple of years ago when they made it to the Super Bowl. Eagles didn't look all that great in week 1, let's be honest. And so I think the Rams are actually going to win, and I think they're going to win by 13. I just don't think the Eagles' defense is going to be able to handle the Rams. Then we have the 49ers versus the Jets. And, yeah, the Jets again, another Jets year. I'm sorry, Jets fans. They're just not that good. But they got the 49ers at a 6.5 point favorite. I'm not going to – I think the 49ers are going to win. They're going to win by 6. So I don't think they're going to get over that hump for that spread there. So I would pick against that spread if I were you. Then you got the Panthers versus the Buccaneers. They have the Buccaneers at an 8.5 favorite. And I think the Panthers are better than that. I actually have the Panthers winning by 7, so I would go against that bet if I were you. Then you got the Washington football team versus the Cardinals. Both teams had great showings in week 1. They have the Cardinals at a 6.5 point favorite. I feel like I learned a little bit more about Washington in week 1 than I did about the Cardinals. I think it could be a little bit more about the 49ers having Super Bowl hangover or just week 1 hangover. So I'm going to go with the Washington football team by 6 there. Next, we have the Chiefs versus the Chargers. They got the Chiefs at 8.5-point favorites. I'm good with that pick. I actually have the Chiefs winning by 11 on that one. Then we go to the Ravens versus the Texans. They have the Ravens at a 6.5-point favorite. And here's where this is where I'm going to have a very wild pick here. I'm good with that pick, so I would go with it. I am actually having the Ravens winning by 46 points. That's right. Book it. 46 points. It's going to be a huge blowout. Check it out. We'll see if that happens or not. Then I got the Patriots versus the Seahawks. They got the Seahawks with a 4.5-point favorite. I got the Seahawks winning by 3, so I would not go with that bet. I think it's going to be a close game, but yeah, I don't think they're going to I don't think the Seahawks are going to cover the spread there. Then on Monday Night Football, we got the Saints versus the Raiders. So they got the Saints at a 5.5-point favorite. I'm good with that. I totally agree. I got the Saints winning by 7, actually. So those are my picks for week 1. Let me know what you guys think about those picks in the comments below. Love to hear about your thoughts and everything. Also, remember to subscribe to the channel so you stay up to date on when the new videos are coming out. I'm going to be posting these more often, just as a new way to try to interact with people other than just the podcast. But make sure you subscribe to this channel, give the video a thumbs up, and don't forget to check out the newest edition or newest episode of Sports Cognition on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, all that good stuff. New episodes should be coming out. It should be out now, so go ahead and check it out. And subscribe to that. Make sure you give a great rating and review. Thank you guys so much, and enjoy the NFL tonight.